Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome to another short video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we're taking a look at the recently updated SimSmart. Now for those of you unfamiliar with SimSmart, SimSmart is a takeoff performance calculator for the Airbus A320 Neo based upon its real-world counterpart called FlySmart, used by Airbus pilots. SimSmart allows you to select which airport you're departing from, and then subsequently the runway you are using automatically downloads the meta and then allows you to fill in things like the runway condition, whether anti-ice is going to be on, your takeoff weight, and your configuration, flaps 1, flaps 2, etc. for departure. And from that it will then calculate the thrust required, your Flex Temp thrust, and also provide you with the thrust acceleration altitudes, engine out acceleration altitudes, and also provide you with an engine out procedure. The results that SimSmart gives has been tested alongside real-world FlySmart, so we know that these values are certainly accurate enough for flight simulation, but of course never to be used in real life. The new update has added a lot of information to its database with regards to new runways being added, as well as new engine out procedures and thrust reduction acceleration values, and also added a new option for airlines that are now choosing to have a much lower thrust reduction altitude than previously. So with the latest update to SimSmart, we're now on version 2.1.9, and this gives you three options when it comes to setting the thrust reduction altitude. So by default it will be set to 1,000 feet, used most commonly by most airlines. There is also an option of 1,500 feet. Again, some airlines use this. However, some airlines are now wanting to save money even more, and that means reducing the thrust reduction to 800 feet. Now, of course, they can only do this in places where the terrain clearance is permitted, but 800 feet is now an option following this latest update for you to set as default. This is actually the SOPs that I follow here on the channel, so I will always have this set to 800 feet. We can of course just simply check this by selecting an airport. Here I've got JFK up, find the elevation of a runway, so 4 left, and if we find that out, so JFK, runway 4 left, just grab the meta. Obviously this populates with the slope and the full length of runway. We'll just put any weather we want in here and weight, etc. Obviously you would fill these out correctly if you were using it for an actual performance takeoff flight. Hit calculate, and there we've got 812 feet, and let's just double check what the elevation is. There we go, it's 12 feet. So yep, that's working correctly. 800 feet for the thrust reduction acceleration value. Now you'll notice when looking at this that the thrust reduction acceleration value only has one figure here, and it's also got a little asterisk next to it. That asterisk means that it is using your default value that you have got set up in the options, either the 800,000 or 1,500 feet that you've selected from the settings page. Now, particularly in Europe, SimSmart has had quite a lot of database updates, meaning that the thrust reduction and acceleration values are no longer using the figures that you've selected in the options. It's actually using more real-life figures based on airport charts. For example, noise abatement 1 or noise abatement 2. Obviously, thrust reduction and acceleration values, when they are both the same, that is a noise abatement 2 departure. Now, for more information on noise abatement departures, please check out the other video that I've got linked in the video description down below, because that can be a little bit confusing if you're not familiar with what we're referring to there. So go and check that video out, and then this will make a little bit more sense. But if, for instance, I reset this, the other thing to note just before I do is the engine out procedure here obviously says coming soon. That is obviously because that's not yet available in the database, but many of the European airports now has an engine out procedure in there as well. So if we just reset this and, for example, type in Marrakesh, where I visited recently, we'll have a look at runway 28, just grab the meta winds variable. So again, we can just pop anything in here just to get a calculation. Let's go through this. There we are. Calculate that. Yeah, so there we go. And there you can see you've got a thrust reduction and acceleration value, two figures, both the same. That is now not using the options that you've selected here. That's using actual figures, which for the most part is usually 1,000 feet. And we've also got the engine out procedure as shown here as well. So whilst this is a tool predominantly for the A320 Neo, such as the fly-by-wire aircraft, I still use SimSmart when I'm flying in the Fenix aircraft because you get accurate thrust reduction acceleration values, engine out acceleration values, and also the engine out procedure, which we would normally program into the secondary flight plans. So a piece of software that obviously works for both. Also, remember, if you don't want to use the full length of the runway for your departure, there is an option to set intersection departures as well. So application currently uses full runway. Do you want the option of manually entering the runway length? Indeed I do. So we're going to use this, and then you've got the option down at the bottom here to either use the full runway or instead add an intersection departure. Once you've entered in the new departure length, we can get off the airport charts, then you can recalculate that and you'll notice that things like V-speeds, etc. will change. If you want more information on SimSmart, then there is a link to the website in the video description down below, so go and take a look at that, as it explains everything in a lot more detail. This is a commercial piece of software though. It's a one-time only purchase, not a subscription based purchase, and it costs £4.95. Depending on your level of your home flight simulations, then I find this product really does help add to the immersion, as it's something that all real-world pilots have to do prior to every departure. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please don't forget to hit that like button, and remember, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos or live streamed flights. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.